And yeah, I'm here. That's all I gotta say. I'm here. I was at the airport today, and I asked them if they could do my bags for me, and they said go to the kiosk. And then I said to this one woman, "Could you help me?" She said, "I'm off." Okay, this is a white woman. I'm off. I can't. Okay, so that's happening. So I'm trying to do this kiosk thing. I can't get the bag out. So I go over there and I tell them that it's not coming out because they paid for it in advance so I could just go. And she's like, "You ain't going to make it on this plane because we ain't taking no more luggage." But it's 8:45 and the plane's at 10. What's the problem? Why am I telling you all this? Is that I end up not getting on that plane because she said I couldn't have my luggage. So when I landed, that son of a gun, she had sent it with the other flight, so it was there first when I got there. She could have put me on the flight. And just to be, and I said, "Excuse me, sir." I was talking to people at United. They had United on here, United here. Hey, United, this is how we lose our mental baggage with you. Everybody I asked that had United on, just no. I can't. I'm not working. But we're working, and it's really a great night to work. And sometimes here at LASC, you say, "Wow, there's really strange people that come here." Yes, we've had people here with 12 fingers, 11 toes. And we have had all ages. And so that's the beauty of comedy, is that we are able to relate to everyone. I don't know if you want her to stay through the whole thing. It's up, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, we gotta hit the Vegas after
This is the Papa Pimp. I love him so much. I have no idea. I talk to him 2, 3 in the morning in Vegas. This is just what we do. Here at LASC, if you guys are interested, if people think you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. Give a round of applause for Ryan Benson, who's been holding his place together. Ryan, I know you are so glad to see my black and white ass today. That's an ass is a burrow. Albert, you are the best, though. You're the best. Congratulations on his HBO special. Lace, God bless you.
Thank you very much.
I mean, that's so cool.
I know. I'm loving it.
I know. And getting those checks?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. So that's right. A Star is Born. And so tonight we present to you the comedy of the one and only Natalia. Let her hear you.
Hi, how's everyone's week? Well, yesterday was the best day of my life. First, I went on the first podcast on DK's Way. Then, I felt like I was on CNN. Not to lie or anything, I felt kind of famous. Well, now since I have all this fame and popularity, I think it's time. Well, I got to change from a big wheel to a go-kart. Then it's going to save less gas, and it's going to be cheaper, because the gas is cheaper for a go-kart. And all the paparazzi is going to be too far. My car's too fast. I'm sorry. Then I'm going to conquer the world, obviously. But so before I go, just want to say, Happy Veterans Day.
Oh, thank you. Your dad's a vet.
Yeah. Well, that's my all today. Bye.
And where can we find you, Natalia?
My name is Natalia Ortega. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Natalia Ortega, but my Instagram is Natalia Ortega 5017.
Beautiful! Bravo! Put it back. There you go! That was the best set ever! That was a great set! You should train some of the guys at the Laugh Factory. All right, we're going to bring up our next guy because he can count your money for you. Let's bring up Alan. Come on, Alan, let's do it. Let's do it. Alan Weiss. Hello. Say it twice.
Little boy will be behind the curtain. Hello. We're just going to talk about accounting right now.
About what?
Accounting. So I'm an accountant. Don't want to cause any issues. And I'm also dyslexic, which you're probably wondering, how does that work? Well, it's not fraud unless there's intent. So I went. My brother got married last weekend, and with weddings you have to have toasts. But that's like the worst part of the wedding. Like, it's weird that they still have toasts. It's like, let's still have the worst part of the wedding and the toast, and they still have it because it's like you feel obligated, and then you have to give the toast. So I had to give a toast to my brother. And then you had like 3 days of toast because you have now they have cocktail, and then they have the rehearsal, and then they have the wedding, and then they have the after wedding, and there's all this stuff. So I had to give a toast, and I was talking to my cousin, and I wrote a bunch of jokes. I was going to tell my brother these jokes, and I was going to do it on the stage, and I told my cousin all my jokes the day a couple days before when I was practicing, and then he used them all.
Oh my God!
For my jokes for his toast. So the day of the wedding, I had to rewrite my whole entire set, and which is hard. So I was like, I'm autistic, so I don't know what it's funny unless I try it on people. So I'm sitting there going like, oh crap, I have to write something that's funny. So I rewrote the whole thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna write from the heart. And so I was writing it, and I was like getting teary. I was like, man, this is really, really emotional. It's gonna hit them hard. They're gonna cry. It's amazing. And the whole time they laughed. They just laughed the whole time. I was like, damn, I can't even make them cry. So I'll get that into a joke at some point. But that happened. That was a toast. I don't really understand toast. Then I had to drive a friend around, and I was driving home, and we were talking, and we were talking, and he's talking, and I'm talking, and I look over, and he's dead asleep. and I look over, I'm like, are you dead? He had his mouth was open, like, he was just sitting there, and I was like, he wasn't moving. I'm like, is he breathing? Like, I was nervous. I was like, he might be dead. Like, my friend might be dead. And I wanted to poke him, but I was like, so I just hit the brakes real hard. And he was like, what? And then he woke up. So he wasn't dead. That was good. Because that would have been scary. I had to drive him home, like, oh, I'm sorry. Same friend, he liked to brag. I don't know if you have those friends that like to brag. So I'm driving, he's like, I own that building. My friend owns that building. I own that other building. I own this other building. I was like, I can't relate. Like, what am I supposed to say? So I was like, maybe I should say, like, I own Park Place and Boardwalk. We have hotels. The rent's great. $450, you know? Let's see. Okay, so now that the kids are gone. So I went to my therapist, and she said I'm on spectrum. And I was like, how do you know? She's like, your shoddy connection. I don't like touch. The problem is my love language is touch. It's okay if it's a rub down. I went on a first date, not mind my friends. It was him, his date, and me at a table, and then he got up and left, and so I slid over and I said, "Hi, Lauren. My name is Alan. I'll be taking over for Steve while he's on break." It was a little awkward when he came back, and I realized that I was only there because he needed a ride. So that was fun. And then they said, I'm good with books, so I just wrote that down. As long as there's no numbers involved. So I'm dyslexic, and I did accounting. I started doing accounting because I couldn't spell. They're like, you should do math. But math is hard, so I just have Excel do it. It just does all of it, you know, it does all the math. Okay, I'll work on that punch there. See, do I have anything else that I've been working on? I've been trying to, how much time do I have? I just want to go over. Okay. So I'm driving, and you know self-driving cars? I've been thinking about self-driving cars. And it's interesting when you have the self-driving car is that you have to maintain it. If you don't maintain it, it's not going to be able to drive itself. So I was worried because like when you look at airplanes, you know, there was no FAA until enough airplanes fell out of the sky. And so the same thing is going to happen with cars. I'm a little worried that self-driving cars. So I'm going to be like, I'm not going to drive self-driving cars until there has been enough cars crashing. So then there's like the FAA for self-driving cars. That's my thought process there. I'm going to need to make sure that happens because it's dangerous. And I don't trust Elon Musk. He just wants to make money. I mean, he doesn't care about my well-being. See if I have any others. Let's see. Okay, I can. No, allowed 30. I think that I'll just end there. I didn't write too many. I didn't want to go over my regular set today, just because it's just sometimes nice to try new stuff, right? Then you go in over your showcase every day, and you're like, oh, I'll go over it again. So thank you very much. This is great, Mike. My name is Alan Weiss. You can find me on Instagram at Alan W. Weiss. Thank you very much.
Alan W. Weiss, the funny accountant. You know, they used to have a show at Stand Up New York, and it was called, like, the biggest one was the funniest accountants. I don't know why. They had the funniest lawyers, funniest doctors, but the funniest accountants, oh my God, they're so anal.
I have a joke. You can't spell anal without Alan.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, up your ass. All right, I'm kidding. I just came back from Jersey. I gotta get rid of this accent again because I paid too much money to get rid of this accent. Now I have a lisp. I don't know, Ryan. Maybe I can. Maybe you can help me until we can afford a couple new implants. But until then, I'm gonna get the money maker up here, Albert Linton, ladies and gentlemen. You know him from Laces. Let's do this.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Cinda. So good to see you.
Aren't you?
As you know. As you know.
As we know.
Awfully good. All right. To be here out of my apartment and on the street. So how was New York?
New York is something different.
How's your daughter? Is she on tour? Is she
was
touring
fantastic.
yet? Yeah. I heard that's why you had gone. So.
No, that's not why I
Oh.
I thought I could go and get this tooth done and see her and come back here.
Oh.
Didn't work out.
You have to go to New York for your dentist? For your
I
dentist?
know.
Come on, this is California. You get the best smiles right here.
No, it's too big. It's
Yeah.
too big.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm going to the dentist next week. I'm not looking forward to it, so I'm brushing extra carefully before I go. And then after I go, I'll go back to my regular, fuck this shit. I ain't brushing anything. I'll brush in the morning. But the girl who does the dental work, she's so hot. So you can't go in with bad breath, and beer-stained teeth and all that. So I love my teeth. My mom died at 102. You know what? She had
I'm
one.
so sorry.
She had one tooth. Oh, she had one tooth. I was like,
Stop
lady.
it! Will you stop it?
I was like,
Let
lady.
it go.
Let it go. That one tooth. I was like, damn. I think I would have just had that one pulled out.
You want bottom?
One tooth. I mean, she was a wonderful lady. I mean, and she had the whole, when she was born, 1921 in Georgia, and in that decade, in the state that she was born in, Georgia, more than one day in that decade, 8,000 black men were lynched. All that, one after another. Boom, 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 boom. That was during the, what American history refers to as the Reconstruction, which is when after the Civil War and the federal troops were pulled out of the South, Reconstruction began, and it would be like, it's simple to understand what happened. You look at any country that's had a revolution, and once one side is established as being in power, what happens to the other side? Yeah, they get wiped out. They get killed. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. It's Machiavellian from beginning to end. So, anyway, so that was that. When she was born in 1921 in Georgia, there was the newspaper ad said on her day that they had lynched a black man. They didn't call him a black man, of course. I think they said Negro. I don't know. And his wife objected to them lynching him, so they lynched her too. That was the headline in Georgia. at the time. That was the Atlanta Journal, which is still an established, depended upon news source for that area and around the world too. So she was in there. Yeah. So that was the year in Georgia that she was born. So my mom said the best thing she ever did was to get out of Georgia. And I was like, yeah, but you only went to Florida, lady. I'm like, ma'am, go west, young lady, go west. I don't think she got the message. A lot of people never got that message. Go west. The whole thrust of this country has been westward. And westward has always been prosperous until you get to California. And California is, arguably the most prosperous state in the world. And even if the United States ceased to exist, California is still going to be here. California is the government in and of itself, as is Texas. Florida is going to, I don't know what they're going to do. They ain't going to get rid of those alligators. I believe, speaking of alligators, I believe that 10,000 years ago I was an alligator. That's how I got to Florida. What do I want to talk about? I don't want to talk about that. So I wanted to talk about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, just to say that I am a member, and you can call me Mormon. It's okay. Some people say there's a black Mormon, and they come around looking for me. Where is that black Mormon? I gotta touch him. I'm sure he's good luck. Come on, Rub. Come here, give me some of that luck, boy. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I charge. It's $1 a rub. Okay, yeah. And if you rub in the name of Jesus, it's $2. I love the church. I really do. It's helped me to find the true path to follow my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And so my comedy now is focusing around that because that's really changed my life. It's changed my outlook. And the only thing I can say is, damn, I'm horny. I was thinking about it today. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. But I used to be a lot hornier than I am right now, though. Because first time I got laid, I was like 5, something like that. 5 years old, first time. Yeah. And the last time I got laid, I was like 5.5. I am desperate! I am desperate! Oh, God! Oh, no. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I miss women. The thing is, women control men. And the thing is, men are afraid of women. That's the thing. And the reason why men are afraid of women is because they're afraid women won't lay them, won't sleep with them. So they try to do everything to keep the woman happy so that she will sleep with him. And that's the control. And women have one task in mind, one changing thing in mind. They're going to change you. Now, they picked you because you were perfect, believe me. If you weren't perfect in their eyes, they wouldn't have picked you. But they did pick you, and they picked you because you were perfect. So then what are you going to do with something perfect? You're going to change it. And that's what they do. They work on you until they change you. And then they look you in the face and say, you're not the same man I married. I don't know you anymore. I'm like, well, hell, if you don't know me, I sure as hell don't know me. Because I changed for you, darling. So what's next? Anyway, I love women. I've always loved women. My first experience with a person outside of my family was with a young lady on the side of across the street. And it was around Christmas, and I remember trains were big back then. So all the kids had train sets. We all had trains. I had a train set. And I was on the front piece of pavement for what we called our front yard. It's a little piece of pavement. The rest was mud. So I had my train set up on there. She comes over, what you doing? And then she kicks the train. God, we've been best friends ever since. That was my first introduction to girls. I should have known right then I wasn't going to win that fight. I should have just been given in. I should have been a good husband and just said, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and just be quiet otherwise. And I know some women who had a plan like that for me, too. And they're no longer in my life. Because you're not going to sit me in a corner and tell me to be quiet.
Okay.
Come on, give me the paycheck. Now go over there and sit down and make you a drink. I don't think so, baby. That's not how I roll. This marriage thing is fun. That's why I've done it 4 times. All right, thank you very much.
Where do they find you, Albert?
Yes. You can find me at Albert Linton Comedy on both Instagram and Facebook. And if you're looking for some quick action, you can find me out near the dumpster.
Stop it! Give it up for Albert. Who's teaching you guys stuff that you have no idea about. I bet you didn't know what he was talking about.
Some of it.
You do, right?
Some of it.
For good luck?
Yeah.
You've heard that before, right?
I haven't heard that.
You've never heard it?
Mormon for good luck? No.
No, you rub a black man's head.
Oh, just a black man.
Yeah, especially if it's
A boy. Especially a boy. That's why they go like this.
Yeah,
black
hey
boys.
boy, how you doing?
Hey, boy.
It's a real insult.
That's why they don't like to be called boys.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I've been doing it all wrong.
you've been doing it all wrong. You've been rubbing down here, and you shouldn't do that. I didn't say that this is a clean show. It's low. It's low. It's too low. It's too low. It's too low. That was crazy. We just said. I was thinking what you were saying about changing. Because I'm going to tell you what will change you. When your mom tells you to take out the garbage, right? Like, what's the worst she's going to do? You didn't do it, and she's like, you know what? I'm taking away his Nintendo back in the day. Until you get married, then she's like, you didn't take out the garbage? You're not getting laid. Very different, isn't it? I mean that. Take out the fucking garbage, and we'll all be happy. That's all. All right, I don't know why I'm staring at you and arguing with you because you're Jewish. That's why I want to argue with because my husband's home. So let's give it up for Justin Steinfelder. Let him hear you.
Tearing up this thing. That's why we can't have
Hello.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the first time a Jew has ever fixed
I was
any
gonna-
electronics.
I was going to say.
I'll tell you
Look at
that. Thank you. Became right part of the set. You see that? I feel like a natural. Hang on 1 second. I just want to record this. So probably.
God knows we're not.
I would right. Great. Thank you. So I'm from the East Coast, and I went to a high school with a very interesting demographic breakdown. Okay, it was about half white Jewish, which I am. Just taking the temperature of the room. Seems like it's a safe place. Half white Jewish and half black. So my friends were either Jewish or they were black. Okay, and I noticed a very fascinating change for my Jewish friends. They started to, by the end of high school, talk like and look like my black friends. By the end of high school, that ever happened to you guys? Like I had this friend, Greg. In middle school, Greg was the whitest guy you've ever met. Okay, but by the time like junior year rolled around, Greg would be like rolling into the parking lot in the morning, blasting 50 Cent. Gets out of the car. He gets out of the car. Right, he's got a flat brim hat, long white tee, cinnamon Tims on, and he's like, "Yo, Juss, what's good? What's good?" And I was like, "Not too much, Greg Weinberg. What's good with you?" He's like, "I'm chilling." I was like, "Cool. How was Rachel's bat mitzvah this past weekend? Was that fun?" I'll tell you what's odd, though. I never saw this happen in reverse. I never saw any of my black friends try to start acting Jewish by the end of high school. Right? I had this buddy, Malcolm. Malcolm never pulled up to the high school parking lot, blasting the Dave Matthews Band. Gets out of the car, he's rocking like a pair of corduroys from the Gap. Eating like a toasted bagel with lox. He's like, he was never like, "Yo, Juss, how are you? Good to see you. You mensch, l'chaim. How's your mother?" That never happened. Malcolm, those new Birkenstocks? That never happened. But it's not. He did sometimes change his behavior. It just at the high school parking lot, right? The goal is to be cool. And I don't know your guys' experience, but cool, not exactly the province of the Jews, okay? Neuroticism, we can do that, right? You're running for the student council, we'll get you in the cabinet. But if you're looking to pick up swagger, I would go to Crenshaw, not Brentwood. You know what I'm saying? He did change his behavior sometimes. Sometimes he would change how he talked, including when he was over for dinner with my parents. He would come over for dinner and he'd be like, Mr. and Mrs. Steinfelder, pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm like, what? He's like, how are your travels to Boca Raton? I'm like, Malcolm, what the fuck are you doing? But that did give another good opportunity for my parents to be unknowingly racist. Like Malcolm would leave and he'd be like, my dad would be like, man, I really like that Malcolm. And he's so articulate. Dad, you adorable bigot. I've been traveling a little bit lately and staying in some of these places. I stayed in one place a couple weeks ago. It was one of these no frills places. You guys seen these places? They advertise themselves as no frills. It's supposed to mean like, look, we got a bed, we got a roof, no nonsense, right? Which I can get behind. I'll take a discount for some little less service. But some of these places, they say no frills, but what they really mean is you may find a needle in the bed. Like, it's possible. I went to this one place, it was like no frills, so I'm expecting what, like no loofah in the shower? Okay, but there was also no shampoo. There was no water pressure. There were no towels. Apparently this place expected me to air dry. It's even worse, though, if you go to a no-frills restaurant, right? So you're expecting what, like no cloth napkins? But they had no napkins, no silverware. And no, we haven't passed health inspection yet. Let me tell you what I learned, though. There was it's a happy ending. I learned something from this, and it's that I'm a frills guy. I like frills. I'll take extra frills. In fact, I'd like to see a place that was only frills, right? You imagine that, right? Shampoos made of like honey and lavender. Towels, they don't have towels. They just have towelers. You gotta shower, they just towel you down. There's people, that's all they do. Doesn't it sound frilling? Come on, shut up. Shut up, that's dumb. That's stupid. That's so stupid. I've been dating a lot, single guy, I've been dating, and I do this very strange thing, dating. So what I'll do is I'll go on a few dates with a girl, and right up until when I know probably the next time we go out, we're going to have sex, I stop calling her. You get that? I stop calling her before we've had sex. Sex is supposed to be a reward, right? It's practically a business arrangement. Put in your 2 weeks and collect your pay, right? Not me. I prefer the internship. Put in my 2 weeks, I don't want any money. No, it's good. I'll take class credit. But why would I do this, right? I mean, I stop right before having sex. I don't know why. Why would I do that? It's not because I'm sexually impotent, right? I'm quite potent, as far as I'm aware. And it's not because I'm embarrassed because of a tiny penis. I'm not saying I don't have a tiny penis. I'm just saying I'm not embarrassed by it. These are my tools. And let me tell you something, lady. I might be small, but I'm also fast. So it's a lose-lose for you. But when I really started, like when I really took the time to think about it, when I really started to think about like why am I not having sex, and I did have the time since I wasn't having sex, the best thing I could come up with was, and this sounds pathetic, time savings. I'm not talking about, to be clear, I'm not talking about time savings from the actual sexual act, right? I can spare the 8 minutes. I'm afraid of the time investment that I'm going to have to make. Any decent man would have to make after the sexual experience, right? I'm deeply afraid that that's going to cut into my productivity time, my personal growth. Like this one girl, last time we were dating, she was like, hey, Justin, let's cook at my place Thursday, right? This was like a few dates in. Let's cook at my place. And I was like, okay, that sounds fine. I took a knife skills class. I could work on my skills, right? And then she's like, plus, I have some new lingerie I want to show you, wink, wink. And I was like, On second thought, I don't think Thursday works. I got to edit a blog post. It's very, it's real. It's also real strange. All right, I'm going to try this. What kind of time I have? It looks like I have a little over 2 minutes. I'm going to try this this one new thing here. With a lot of those girls, I'll get to, though, first and second base. You guys remember first and second base? First, second, third base, we used to keep track of intimacy like it was a scorecard. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there was a shorthand for it. So if you start at first base and you go counterclockwise, French feel finger fuck. I didn't create it. I'm just the user. Don't get mad at me. You always had that one immature friend, though. He was always like, how far did you get with her? Like, what base did you get to? Did you guys get to sloppy third? I don't know if you guys recall, there were like sloppy versions of each base. Depending on what town you were from, sloppy had a different meaning. For my town, and I'm sorry to the families and the folks, but there's no clean way to say this, sloppy third was titty fucking. You guys remember titty fucking? There's no clean way to... Actually, I did a little research. There is some clean ways to say titty fucking, and I'm going to read some to you right now. You guys ready? Okay, cool. So there's the always popular Cincinnati bow tie. There's the Texas chili dog. Titty fucking, clean ways. Apparently there's some sort of geographical battle here. There's the Sioux Falls hang glider. And my personal favorite, the mushroom uppercut, which puts new meaning to the phrase taking it on the chin. By the way, has anyone over the age of 14 ever attempted a titty fuck? It's like the most impossible maneuver. I don't think I ever pulled it off. In fact, I think titty fucking is a lot like communism in that it sounds very cool when you're young, but you realize that it only works theoretically. And that's my time. If you look really hard, I'm not the most social media person, but you could find me at justin.r.steinfelder. That's my actual handle. I did it after my email. It's a sad thing. Thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Cheers.
Well, you would have a problem with me.
Titty fucking?
Yeah, you have to. I would tell guys when they say, I always like girls with small breasts. I say, yeah, and I like to get titty fucked.
Oh,
It's fun,
shit.
right? Because I'm a challenge.
It's fun.
If you want cleavage, I got to bend over.
You've titty fucked recently?
No, not recently.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not, and titties aren't cool. Believe me. After I breastfed, went to a size AA to a D. I said, God, if you let me sleep on my stomach again, I will never ask for implants. Now I'm asking for teeth implants, which is unbelievable. You're missing on a joke there. You got.
Oh, hit me.
I gotta remember it now, but you're missing on a joke.
That's part of it. Yeah, how are you going to remember it?
It'll come back. It'll come back. What we're going to bring now to the stage is the actor of the room, who has studied in London, and he's here for our satisfaction. The one and only Ryan Benson. Yes!
Yeah! Close it. Close it.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I do the acting. I pretend to be someone else, and I enjoy it. You know, just like self-abandonment issues. I think, but just like an actor, I'm doing here. I'm pretending I'm going to be really funny, so it'll vibe off. Just pretending if I feel it enough, you know, if I believe my action is to be funny, then I'm doing it good enough right here. We got some guys in here. You mostly, I know. I bet you guys look like more the type that would do weird shit with. You just do weird shit with your guy friends, you know, when you're younger. Put icy hot in your balls. Done that? Yeah. You look like you might have done it. Well, in your past with friends, it's something that like you do, like stupid challenges with guys. They want to just like see, because you know you don't. When you're that young, you want to feel something on your penis, but you don't. You can't really get it. So you know it feels like the icy part feels good, and the hot part doesn't. You know that's what I've heard at least. I at least sometimes you know it's good to feel something down there, but I'd say the main challenge I've experienced so far, outside like for college kids, outside of just getting shit faced or overdosing, is doing like going to like Dave's Hot Chicken and getting the hottest tenders or like things and just seeing what happens. There's not much really there, but it's like the idea. Let's put icy hot in their balls, and then it's like let's eat the hot. Yeah, like it's just the kind of how a lot of guys, at least who I grew up around, think. And it's just kind of stupid shit. You do it, you laugh. That's how you go on. But it's like $25 for these, and they're having like one bite, and I'm just like they're just wasting it. And I'm like with them, and I'm like I'm not gonna try it because I'm genetically like allergic to spice and culture, I think. So I I was I was expecting like, what are you gonna do with it? They were just like, oh, I'm gonna throw it away, and I was like, I don't know, okay. So I just like they're dying. They can't really do anything. They're struggling. Their mouths are dying. In a few hours, their buttholes will be dying. But I go to throw it away out in the trash on the sidewalk. But as I'm doing it, there's like a homeless guy there, and he's like, hey, can I have this? I'm like, no, you don't want this. He's like, well, I'm hungry. You're not gonna eat it. And I'm like, I know, yeah, we're not gonna eat it, but you don't want this. He's like, I'm hungry. Can I have it? I'm like, no. And then someone just watching me, literally just not give a homeless guy food. That is, there's like 5 tenders here. I'm like, you don't want these 5. You don't want these. They're not. You don't want these. So now it feels like I've put myself into a Seinfeld bit, is what I imagine myself at this. I'll find a final good punchline for that, but I feel like I'm enjoying that one. As I've said, I'm a student, an actor student, so I have a lot of money going to me. I'm just a really unlucky investment my parents are making. So a good toss-up. We'll see where I land. Good, decent resume, maybe. We'll figure it out. But right now, I'm about to graduate, but I still use the dining halls. Just get as much as I can out of my parents before I'm fully out. But it's like almost feels like a quarter life crisis I'm going through when I'm there. Like I'm just like I still want to feel like I'm like young. I don't want to go into the real world. I'm scared. But you see people there. People watch. See people that are having fun. So I can try to imagine what that's like. And then there's this one girl at the dining hall who's she's blind.
Oh no.
Doesn't have eyes, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, it's not. She has eyes, but like, and it's like it makes me kind of sad to see her, which I shouldn't. She's got a dog with her. I wish I could have a dog with me at all times. But it's like the experience of seeing is pretty cool. Like you miss. Like I don't really like. When I see boobs, I enjoy them. I'm happy. Like there's certain things you see, and then I feel enjoyment. I don't really smell. Can't really do much. I think the sight, and without that, you're kind of just like going through it shit. But then as I just chill outside by the dining hall sometimes, and I have occasionally seen her walk out. I guess walk out. It takes a few turns, but there's eventually she gets out. But then I've seen one time someone was holding her hand. I was like, what? So probably just like a friend or something, helping, feels pity. But then it's like I saw them like sit down and they were kissing. Wow. I know. It's unbelievable that happens. And it's like, what? And it makes me then realize like, wait, I bet she would feel sad for me. I'm the one who's been alone my whole life. And she just shows that you can be happy in that. It just shows that love is blind. And I would say at this end. But it just shows that maybe I should just get rid of my eyes. I can't. I think I'm done seeing boobs. It hasn't helped me in the long run. I mean, it helped me in the growing stages, like, as a baby. But then it kind of stops. It just kind of is like it's instinct, It's what gets you going. But, like, I'm okay with like fake boobs too, so it's like that's a thing. It's like it doesn't matter if it's real. So you can, change a lot about a body. But I'm gonna I don't know what I was going on there, but I think it was me just trying to not like really talk about sex, but my brain, like, Albert, how he said when he was younger, it was all sex. That's what it's like for me. It's a struggle. I'm fighting the urge to come. Well, I'm not fighting it. I give in sometimes. But, I guess it's like you could say I'm going on a sabbatical from sex right now. It's not because I want to. It's more that I've just been let go. No, I've never been in a relationship. I've been let go by the company of, I don't know, Bumble. Let's give it Bumble. I filed a thing that said that there's like a lawsuit that if you're on this Bumble, you can maybe get money. So, for if you're like a white guy, they were disproportionately, I guess, I don't know. I was like, cool. I want money. We'll figure out. We'll see what happens. I just enter lawsuits. There's a lot of lawsuits for Facebook and Google and stuff. You're just using them. They had a lot of security stuff. So I once just got $90 from a Google settlement that I was like, oh, sure. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So I make money, but I think, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out life. I have an opera I'm in. It's called Le Charaban. It's in French. I don't know French. I'll do one of the hard lines. Dun 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 dun. No, I can't do it. Fuck. I fucked it up. Dun 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 no gravité d'auto de no broche. And you go viva, viva, viva Charaban, Charaban. Vive Charaban. Oui, oui, mon ami. Hey, Jean-Pierre. Hey, come take a seat. I think I'm pretty good at the robot. I want to try see if I can do it, or if I just don't. My facial expressions aren't helping. Do I just look like a loser? Yes. Good. See, this is why I'm up here, and I test things out. My robot needs work, and a lot of alcohol probably. And then I'll be like, I'm a robot! But I feel like it's come to an end for my stay up here. It was a struggle at the beginning of the mic, setting that all up. The producer, Jason, usually does it. He made it all cool animations and stuff, but I'm just a silly actor. Thank you. My name's Ryan Benson.
Yes, where we find you, Ryan?
You can find me here most of the time, or on Instagram at Ryan.Benson. Thank you. My opera's at USC
When?
in the Bing Theater. It's this next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dude,
I'll post it on my Instagram. I'm busy.
Post on the Young School Comedy.
They don't even have a ticket. They just you just show up. I think right now. I don't even know where to get tickets.
Then find out.
Yeah, we're figuring it out, man.
Yeah, you know Albert be walking in there, painted on jeans.
Okay, I'm figuring it out. I got rehearsals all of tomorrow.
It's gonna drive me crazy which joke that was. It was gonna get to me.
I need some culture in my life.
Yeah, because I'm not enough. A Swedish and black Jew raised by a guinea. That's just not enough. All right, so here we go. I know, right? Can't make it up. You really can't make it up. You can't make it up. You see a family picture with me in it, you say, what is wrong with this picture? I look like Marilyn from the Munsters. All right, you don't even know me, so it wouldn't make any sense to you, but that's okay. You're going to enjoy yourself, and we're going to enjoy the comedy of the one and the only. I'm not even saying his name because I couldn't find it, but it's okay because I know it's not Alan, but he looks like he should be a Weiss, but instead, come James Morris, light my fire. Come on, Jimmy Morris, let's go. Come on, Morris, light my fire.
Thanks, that was quite the introduction. People do call me Jim Morris and a lot. All right. I like to go to my girlfriend for advice because she's always honest with me. We're honest with each other. That's part of why we think that we're better than most people. And recently I went to her and told her that I wanted to try stand-up. And she said, I'm not sure if I can handle the secondhand embarrassment. So now we're just lying to each other. Yeah. And things are going a lot better. She will tell me, or I'll tell her, I want to watch Practical Magic. She'll tell me I'd like to go on a hike. I'll tell her, the horoscope said it, so it probably is true. And then she'll tell me that she comes every time. So things are better. Things are going great. Thanks, you've been a great audience. we've been filling out a lot of rental applications, and I'm not sure what to put into the relationship box, right? Because girlfriend seems like we're 22, and partner seems like we're lesbian cowboys. So I asked my girlfriend, and she was like, well, if you want, we could start putting fiancé. So I said, howdy, partner. I'm a little bit young to be having a midlife crisis, but I went ahead and bought a motorcycle anyway. I managed to trade in my anxiety that I'm going to die one day in bed with anxiety that I'm going to die today on the way to Vaughn's. I thought that buying a motorcycle might make me into the kind of person that rides motorcycles. You know, somebody who knows the way around a garage, cool jacket, chewing on a toothpick. I know my way to the fiction section of Barnes & Noble. I'd like to chew on toothpicks, but I've got sensitive teeth. What I'm saying is that I'm soft. I'm a soft man. But I still hoped, buy the bike, become the bike. But now I've got a motorcycle and a leather jacket, and neither fits. People will tell you that if you're not as talented, you just work hard. You'll get to where you like. If you outwork everybody in the room, you'll get to where you want to go. You can replace talent with hard work, which I think is inspiring, right? So I'm really, really banking on being talented. I'm pro-choice for most of the obvious reasons, but one that's not so obvious, I think. For me, just like life's simple pleasure, greatest pleasure is canceling plans. I think that an abortion is like canceling 2 decades of plans. My buddy will be like, hey, you doing anything in about 9 months? Not anymore. Not anymore. Exactly. This ever happened to anybody else? It's happened to me a lot. I wake up, panic, cold sweat, and realize that I didn't accomplish anything for 30 years. You've been a great crowd. I'm at the stage in my life where my family's asking me, when am I going to have kids? When am I going to have kids? And I'll tell them I'm not going to have kids. And they'll say, and I'll tell them I'm too irresponsible. But they'll say, you don't understand. Having a kid will make you responsible. And I'll say, you don't understand. It's 50-50 whether or not I'm going to brush my teeth tonight. And it's 100% that I'm going to buy a motorcycle instead of getting therapy. I'm also a very indecisive person. The other day I had to replace my bed sheets. And I went back and forth between these two that I thought I loved. I was like, there's no way I could choose either. And eventually I just bought both. And now I've got 2 unopened packs of bed sheets just sitting in my linen closet. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think that when I decide I didn't want the child, I can just leave it in the packaging. And it's definitely going to be hard to get your money back. But they're starting to convince me, right? I'm coming around, so my girlfriend and I have started looking into adoption. Not because we can't have our own kid, we just want to have a practice one before the one that we love. And it can be a little bit awkward when you're meeting the kids for the first time because they're not all winners, right? I'll be sitting there, we're drawing pictures together, and I'll look over like, oh, what do you got? You drawing a picture of a car? Oh, you're drawing a picture of a horse. And I just look at my girlfriend and like, not this one. That sounds a little bit harsh, but you don't have to worry about the kids. It was a no-kill shelter. Let's see, what else was I going to try out here? I don't understand vow renewals, wedding vow renewals. My friends just recently did that. And, they said, again, I'm going to love and cherish you in sickness and in health for the rest of my days. And this time I mean it. What else? I think that's actually going to be it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Oh.
I'm James Morris.
And where can we find you on social media?
I actually don't have it yet, so stay tuned.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that last joke again?
The wedding vows?
Yeah. What was it?
I said I don't understand vow renewals.
Right.
Yeah. I said I don't understand vow renewals. My friends recently just had their 10-year wedding vow renewal. And they said to each other, I'm going to love and cherish you in sickness and in health for the rest of my days. And this time I mean it.
That's good. We should start something up with their wedding renewals because this time we meet at whatever. But I don't know. It's funny. There's something funny There's something really funny there with the renewals. And this time I'm not gonna have another baby with another woman. I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? Like I would take that.
Expand
You
the
got
whole
three,
thing.
man.
You can do you can be more honest with what like the second
Right.
wedding are like. Last time, we made some
Right.
mistakes. This time,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cheat on you.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
good.
Right.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry.
You're right.
I have to-
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. You can do it.
And your joke will come to me when I wake up in a panic, and I'm way over 30 and say, "What have I done with my life?" I'm just kidding. You guys are so funny. We've had such a great time, and I have to thank you, Ryan, for coming through. Well, let me tell you what they were giving me. They were giving me ibuprofen, which doesn't let you clot. Did you know this?
Yeah.
Well, somebody should have told me. Then I go to a hotel. I have to throw up. It's so much blood. I have to go. And the guy goes, "No, ma'am, you can't come in here." He goes, "This is for migrants." What? What did you say? Calls the female over. She's like, "I'm sorry, baby girl, you can't come here. This is just for the migrants. This is all reserved for migrants. We can't do this. We can't do this. I'm going to help you up to the side of your mouth." I said I was bleeding. I thought that scared them. I thought that's what it was. And I heard, "Asi, marijuana, Asi." And I was like, he ain't saying Asi. I was like, it's not Asi, it's fentanyl. That's what you sell. They have beautiful bikes lined up for them. I'm going to tell you, I just came from New York. Everything you see on the news is true. Down to the black kid chasing the kid with the yarmulke. I said, "What you doing chasing him for?" "That's how they was when they was chasing us." I said, "When? When'd you see a yarmulke wearing boy chasing you, nigga?" He said, "When we were slaves." I said, "What flag you carrying?" He said, "This is the Philistinian flag. We trying to get them out." They're paying. It's so bad. It's so bad. And just think you just get high in a mood, and it just started, I can't believe I just came from New York. It was just scary. Okay? I am a New Yorker. I mean, I'm from Jersey, straight up.
It's hard to, you barely hear any accent.
Don't say that because I fixed this accent and I just had a little. Can I just tell you this? It was my birthday. Okay, and a friend of mine, he's out. That's nice, if you know what I mean. And he says, "Come over to my restaurant, whatever." All of a sudden, my husband leans over my ear and says, "We're getting the fuck out of here. This is a mob joint." And I'm like, "No, it's not. Stop it. Only Jews. Only Jews can't whisper. You know that.
Sure.
They can't give a secret. They tell their business, tell your business." And he's like, "It's a front," he says to me. And he said, and so I have 25 people that showed up, which was so nice. And the guy was so wonderful. He's like, no, don't worry about it. My husband was like, "We're out. What Jew says to no food, we're out," unless he's scared, right? They say they didn't pay. We have to pay. It was so nice. Jesus, keep calling. He'll come. All right.
I like that joke. Jews can't whisper. It's a great joke.
Jews can't whisper.
So true.
It,
It's a great joke.
it's terrible. You'd be like, "Mark, don't look. There's Halle Berry. There's Halle Berry. Who has a hairy belly? Who has a hairy belly?" I said, "Mark, did you put on macaroni for the kids?" "What? I just gave you money." I didn't say that. They can't whisper.
Can't whisper, can't hear.
They can't whisper the kid. They hear when they want to hear. Listen. He heard that I met that lawyer Malcolm Taub outside when I called my girlfriend. Anyway, Malcolm Taub, if you're watching, you're a great lawyer, and I can't wait to see you when you come out here. And everybody who's watching, hey, if people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. And thank you, Ryan Benson, so much. Round of applause for Ryan and everyone. Good night. Find me on Sunday Live.